get back to business in a minute here, but I am dealing with a flare-up, which does happen often enough for me. I have endometriosis, and I think I'm maybe just a little bit overwhelmed with the amount that I have to do today. It's not a lot, and it's good stuff today too, but still just having the back-to-back, like, I'm gonna do this, and then I'm gonna do this, and then I'm gonna do this, it can get a little bit overwhelming. Stress will usually trigger it, or it could just be happening. You know, maybe there doesn't need to be a narrative with it, but I'll get back to all the things that I need to get back to in a second. I'm just trying to calm down my body enough so that way I can make sure I can sustain myself throughout the day. Hello, I am out of the bathtub. I'm a little bit better. I'm not all the way better. I'm gonna be walking around with an ice pack today for sure. We're here and we're living life, and it's okay. I've got my cat in front of me right here. She's like, what are you doing taking up all of my space? And I'm like, I'm sorry, I know. I want to show you my first commission. Just got interrupted by my alarm clock. These are the Britney Spears Slay For You boots, in case you don't recognize them. I'm very proud. It is my first rhinestoning commission, and it took me a little over 20 hours to put both of these together, about 8 hours on this one and the rest all on this baby. I actually thought that the snake one was gonna be the hard one. I'm loving the snake. The only thing that I would maybe do differently if I were to do it again is I don't love exactly how much contrast there is between these two. I feel like this should have been a slightly lighter green, and at the same time, sometimes it can be hard to get, you know, various colors of rhinestones. There's only so many shades that they come in, at least when you're buying the cheaper ones. The silver rhinestones I just made to frame the snake because that's what it kind of looked like was happening in the original photos. By the way, the original photos are terrible references. I even tried putting the video, like the original video, on the big screen TV, and I tried like pausing at certain moments, and I could only ever get glimpses here and there. It's kind of a miracle to me. I'm like, how do people even know what these look like? Like, how do they even know that they exist? Because yes, it was on TV for the AMVAs, right? But aside from that, I'm just like, how do you even know what these look like? It's crazy to me. There's no good photos and there's no good videos, but we did the best. We worked with interpretation. We looked through a lot of the blur, and this is what we came up with. I painted the base of this, and then after I painted the base of this, I used a little bit of Gawk as well, and that stuff just was to thin out the paint a little bit, so that way I would make sure that the paint didn't go through so thick it would be harder to glue, right? Like, I still wanted a little bit of the fuzz from the faux suede to pop off, so that way it would just have something to adhere to once I put the rhinestones on. So that's that one. I thought that was going to be the hard one. No, my friend. This was the hard one. Now listen, in the original, all of this would have just been beaded. It would have kind of been like necklaces, like draping. However, my friend who I did this for really wanted rhinestones, which is fine. And I thought, yeah, that shouldn't be too bad. That'll be really easy. Didn't realize that with the faux suede, these big gems right here, too heavy to just be able to glue. I started with like the top 3 up here, and I was like, oh my God, I'm gonna hand her literally a slab of a glued up freaking shoe if I don't sew all of these. And I noticed that there were holes on the sides. Yep, these are sew-ons. That's what they're meant to do. So that's what we're gonna have to do. Good news for her is that obviously with it being sewn on, it's better made, right? Like, this is something that's gonna last longer. Another one of the big things that I had to consider was visual weight. If we were to go the more beaded route, it kind of would have had a little bit more of a hippie vibe, whereas us just doing big iridescent rhinestones definitely brings in more of a glam. Not that the other one is fully hippie, like, it still very much has a glam element. I'd say I don't know how it's made on the original, obviously. However, I'd say that these rows right here with the rhinestones, it's very possible that the original ones are just rhinestoned. Either that or they have shiny rhinestone kind of drapings similar to what we have happening over here. Now, other things that I'm really proud about. These are actually earrings. All of these big ones I went to an antique store and I found earrings that I thought would match, because I mean, where else are you gonna find like big gems, right? And so I literally stuck the end of the earring through the boot, and then I used my jewelry tools to bend the metal, and then I glued both on the front under the gem as well as on the back, so that way if she goes to put them on, she's not gonna get poked by the metal, even though I did try to put the metal in such a position where she shouldn't get poked anyway. Then we have all the jewel tone gems up here, of course, and in between we have a bunch of various rhinestones to kind of coordinate with that. I even did a little bit of rhinestoning on the zipper right over here, which is cute. I still wanted to obviously have some element of draping, right? So we just have strands of rhinestones to kind of give that effect. It happens over here kind of at the bottom of the boot on the original as well. And I wanted to make sure that I could also frame it so that way it was going to happen on the other side. However, the zipper comes down over here. So with that, I actually made a snap like that. I did that so that way she shouldn't really need to take that snap off anyway, but it's kind of more of like if you need to access the bottom of the zipper for whatever reason, you can. Otherwise, she should be able to put on the boots without having to zip that low. So I'm gonna let her know about that one. However, this other one, I knew that this sort of thing needed to continue on this side. Again, this would have been something that would have just been beaded. We couldn't do that, however, on all of it because it just would have looked really tacky. It would have been way too much visual weight. So instead, what I did is I took another one of these rhinestone strands, but of course we have to be able to access things with the zipper. So this one also actually has a snap. She can unzip, put on the boot when she's ready, take this, it wraps around so we get detailing in the back, and then bam, it's on again, right? I know, hi Quincy. These are the boots that took me 20 hours. This is another reason why I was trying to film, and then I was like, maybe we don't. Like, I was going to film this whole process, and as much as I would have loved that, like I said, had multiple mental breakdowns just crying over these past few weeks, being so stressed about my financial situation and so stressed about my lack of rest that I had to cut the corners at some point, and it wasn't going to be on this. Other than that, I need to get ready for the photo shoot. Or, I mean, I do. That is what I'm going to do, but burlesque rehearsal first, but I have to get things organized so that way when I come back, we're ready. We've read your notes for Swiffer and whatnot. Did you want to share your ideas first?
Yeah, I was thinking like you were saying, like dark stage, and then she would come out, do her thing, and then when the spotlight the Swiffer. When I come out, I want to walk in front of her while she's doing something very seductive, because the crowd's going to assume that I'm going to be in her, but I want to literally walk right in front of her and go for the Swiffer.
Yeah.
Okay.
I thought that would be a really good play on it there. And then we could rejoin up as we get to set up for the lift, for the how is the weather.
Yeah, I love it. Then you can unite in your love of the Swiffer.
Okay.
Right. And then strip the Swiffer.
I'm particularly proud of that.
Yeah.
At least pull the hat off together right at the end, I think.
The jet comes out too, so that's really easy.
I could see Victor with Alice just like pulling the pad off and the big reveal there.
Two things that I was married to were how is the weather, being up in the air and being able to shoot out that, because I think that's going to be hilarious. And then, if you think that it just being a blackout stage is going to be enough to where I don't see the Swiffer at the beginning, that's the other big thing. It's like, I don't want to know it exists until it's time.
Yeah.
So, okay.
We can adjust that. We can make it an internal spotlight cue.
Okay.
Where if you look at it and it goes like, whoa, like, all
Okay.
of a sudden.
A little bigger.
Okay.
Well, that'll be fun too. It just gets bigger and then,
Yeah. Okay. That sounds good. Anything else I'm open to changing, whatever you think.
Yeah, I'm excited to see what you.
Okay. Yeah, no thoughts in particular. It's just we haven't rehearsed since the audition, so we're gonna have to probably start and stop.
Okay.
Yeah.
A little raw.
Yeah. I'm putting together my website. The photo shoot went well for the Swiffer, and I also, what was the other thing that I accomplished? Oh, and I gave the boots to the friends who commissioned me for the boots. So that's taken care of. It was a huge relief to just kind of get through all of that stuff. As fun as it is, it's also just been really stressful to just feel like I'm having to constantly keep up with things. And the other big thing is that I've paid all of the bills that I have to pay this month, which is a huge accomplishment, and didn't have much left over, but I'm hopeful that we can find some other ways to make money throughout the month so that way we can keep going. But anyway, I'm going to keep doing this. It's loud in here, so I'll check in another time when it's a little quieter. Hello there. Before I get ready to start putting together the website and working on that, I need to get breakfast too. I wanted to show you what I put together gift-wise for the emergency vet. I'm really excited about it because, here, let's do that so that way it's not so loud first. I love putting gifts together. Not always. Like if I don't have an idea of what that person may or may not like or whatever, sometimes it can be challenging, right? Like if I have to just think of something and through thin air, like I don't always love that. However, with thanking the emergency vets, obviously it's very, I don't know, easy and obvious to me that we had to go with like cat theme, right? So since I had that and we're just doing like little knickknacks here and there, whatever, it makes things a little bit easier. So I'm just disassembling everything so I can show you what we have. Okay, I think that's everything. Basically, we have all of these little candies. I went to Daiso, which is just a store that has like all Japanese kind of stuff over here, which is really fun. So we have 3 different kinds of candies right there. Should I do that thing where it's just strawberry, where it's just chocolate, strawberry, and vanilla, to follow this little theme over here. So there was 1 vet and then there were at least 2 techs. I'm gonna let them decide exactly how they want to divvy up their stuff. I also, like, I went in telling myself a budget of $20 because I'm still a little broke right now. But then I came out and I was like, okay, $45 spent. But you know what? They helped me out. Like, the thing is, these are some keychains. I definitely would have been spending, I mean, hundreds of dollars, but basically they're like, let us work our magic. And at some point it ended up only being like $69 for the medication. And then they're like, can you just make sure that you are going to go to a clinical visit with your cat and stuff, and then obviously you're gonna have to go to a human pharmacy tomorrow to still get this medication, but it'll be less expensive there. And so yeah, I walked out of the emergency vet only having paid $69, and I went into it being like, oh my god, I'm gonna have to quit my job, like this is like so scary, like, you know, thinking I'd have to go back to the conventional 9-to-5. Living life as an artist is not sustainable. I can't even take my cat to the vet, which like is obviously a stressful situation for anybody, but truly, I told the woman, I'm like, I have $600 for the month. I'm so stressed already. And she's like, okay, you are not going to be, we're gonna make this as low as possible. I was like, I can pay $80. And she's like, stop. I don't wanna hear it. Like, I'm going to make sure that we keep this as low as possible. And your deal is that you just have to take her to a clinical visit, and you're going to have to, you know, obviously get the medication for her. So they really, really helped me out. And it was one of those, another lesson in just like trusting that things are going to work out as they're meant to. Obviously, all of these scares have made me also want to be a little bit more conscious with how and where I'm spending my energy, and making sure that I am building a good foundation for myself, so that way if said emergencies happen, I'm going to be able to handle them. But continuing with our little cat theme, we have a notebook and a pencil sharpener. I only got one of each for those because I figured, not that the male vet like wouldn't want to wear these fantastic slippers, but I also don't know if they would fit him. So I wanted to still get him something as well. So I'm assuming that the 2 lady vet techs are going to be the ones to want these. But I ain't going to judge. Like, if he does fit in them, or even if he only cares that half of his foot fits in it and he wants to wear them, like, to each their own, but this is really what I wanted to have. And then they're so cute. And then they have like this side or whatever too, so that way as you're walking through your house, it cleans up things. I have a pair of these. I have this one. They don't look as white as this anymore though, but I want to get a pair of these ones too, and I just want to be able to just switch between the two. And then the only other thing that we have, I mean, there's a good amount of these candies, by the way. I just wasn't gonna, there's more than that too, but I can't fit them all in my hands, so we're just gonna deal with that. And then the only other thing that we have is we have some of these like cat stickers, which will just kind of be confetti for now, because I was gonna put them in the envelopes, but I actually don't know if I'm gonna have an envelope because I printed this off, which is me, Evanora, and Quincy, and then on the other side it's just Evanora with her mouth open. So, you know, I'm gonna put something on along the lines of, I was in here on this day, these are the details that I remember about the people who helped me out, and this is Evanora, my cat, wanting to say thank you. We have that. And then I just thought that the bag was pretty cute too. It's like a receipt. My heart, endless love, beautiful memories, sunshine, smile, greatest happiness, you and I, total love. And then it has a cat at the bottom. I am gonna be going tonight because it will have been a month since I did that vet visit. And I'm hoping, since it's the same day of the week, that I might run into one of the same vet techs. If not, then I'm just gonna try to be as descriptive as possible in the note, so that way hopefully they can get it to the people that were working there that night. But yeah, that's one little side quest that I have today. I'm excited about that. Other than that, up for today, working on the website, teaching, and then a burlesque rehearsal later in the evening, and then I'll drop this off after that, because my hope is to probably try to get to the vet office as late as possible, since it is emergency vet, and when I went it was like 2 in the morning. Don't know if I'll stay up that late, but maybe try to get it there around like 11 or so, just so that way, you know, we have higher chances of running into the same people. I don't know, I'm excited to do this. Like I said, budget wise, this is still a little tough for me, and at the same time I have to say thank you. I'm truly so appreciative of their help. It was a very, very stressful night for me, and I'm just glad that they were really kind, really patient. And I know, being in places of constantly serving people, that it can be hard. Like, you can go through a lot of phases of like compassion fatigue and whatnot. So to just see them still show up and do what they have to do for their job, but really, really go above and beyond, like, those kinds of things need to be recognized. So that's what we're gonna do tonight. I'm really excited. I realized that I didn't do a little follow-up to tell you how the little vet visit went. It went really well. There were 3 vets the night that I was there, and I recognized and remembered 2 of them, but the woman who was at the front desk, when I got there, I didn't know if I recognized her or not, and I thought that maybe she had blonde hair, but she could have dyed it, who knows. That was actually the 3rd vet that was there that night, and so she's like, hang on before you say anything, and she's typing in, she's like, yep, it was the 3 of us that were there that night. They're back here, I'm gonna go grab them. So she goes and she gets them, and then I was able to just do, you know, the nice little reveal to everybody and be like, I got you guys a little thank you bag. Thank you guys so much. I was really stressed out that night. I thought I was gonna quit being an artist and try to get a corporate job. I was really stressed about not being able to take care of my cat, and you guys made that very stressful situation a lot less stressful, so I'm really appreciative of all of your help. They didn't open the bag in front of me, which was a little sad, because I was like, I kind of want to see your excitement of the cat slippers, but that's okay. I'm sure that they enjoyed it. And then of course the main vet was asking me all the questions about how my cat was, and I told him, you know, I think the only thing is she's probably upset that she's not getting the princess treatment, you know, not getting wet food every single day, and she's been a little extra clingy because she knows that she can get away with it, but she's doing better. And actually now both of my cats are doing amazing. I'm like filming this probably a month since I started this vlog, not gonna lie. I'm like, a week in the life of an artist, or like a month. It's hard to work around my schedule right now, but anyway, I was really appreciative of them, and I'm glad that they appreciated the gift. And then they, of course, made the fun little joke of, and I hope we never have to see you again, because obviously if I have to see them again, it'd be for unfortunate circumstances. So I'm like, respectfully, same. Anyway, it all went well.
Evanora, can you say thank you? Yeah, thank you. Okay. I'll let them know it's from you, okay? Yeah, you say thank you. Okay. Okay. Yeah, we appreciate it.
Hello there. I am here at my little tarot station, ready to do tarot readings. Normally I'm a little bit more dolled up for the occasion. I usually like to put on some fun makeup and jewelry and whatnot, but I'm honestly kind of reaching a bit of burnout, and my eyes have been more irritated over the past couple of days, so I just wanted to give them a break from putting any kind of makeup on my face, because I don't know, they were like twitching and kind of tweaking out a bit or whatever. So I'm like, let's just err on the side of caution and just give it a break, because if the rest of my body can't get a break, then at least my eyes should. It's slow today. It's been slow most times. There's a possibility that I sit here for 3 hours and don't give any readings whatsoever. A lot of noise and interruptions happening over here, so I don't know where I left off, but basically, long story short, I'm just very much feeling the weight of being overscheduled while still being very deeply concerned about my finances. Yeah, at this moment in time, I don't know if I have to take my other cat to the vet. She's been scratching and stuff, and I've been trying to save up to eventually go to the eye doctor and get a new prescription, because these are 2 behind. I know because I went in for a medical thing almost a year ago now. Probably, yeah, I think it was about a year ago. Still haven't been able to go since to get contacts or glasses. I'm starting to run low on contacts too, so it's just something that needs to be done, but something I can't do yet. Oh my goodness, okay. Today was absolutely magic. I'm currently sitting on my front porch watching the monsoons. Oh my gosh, it's not raining right where I am right now, but there's like a thunderstorm in the distance, and the weather is cooler. It doesn't feel like 1,000,000 degrees. It's amazing. Even being in the city, like, I still can smell like the desert rain. I still can smell it. I live in a concrete jungle here, and I can still smell the desert. It's absolutely incredible. Just the fact that it's cooler outside, the fact that I can be sitting on the porch, because let me tell you, it was 118 degrees the other day. Apparently it's the hottest it has been in the Phoenix area since 1990, in August, I should add. The nighttime has just still been crazy hot. Like, I went to go take out the trash the other night. You know the feeling when you open an oven when you're baking something and the air just kind of like on your face? That is the exact feeling of what summer is like in Arizona. I'm not even sure how much I ended up filming earlier when I was doing tarot readings, because I kept getting distracted, I kept getting interrupted, and I kept trying to find like some time and some privacy to be able to like film, and it just like wasn't working out, and I was like, okay, whatever. But I was freaking out. I was honestly on the brink of tears today, like, because I've just been so stressed out, because I'm just like, when am I gonna get out of this crazy financial cycle where I cannot save anything, living truly paycheck to paycheck. I've been freaking out because my cat, I'm looking at her right now. I had one cat that I had to take to an emergency vet last month, and now my other cat is starting to like scratch on her neck. And the first one, she had a hot spot all under her neck, and the other one has like a little bit of a scab on the back of her neck. And so I was like, no, not again, not another one. I'm like traumatized. I was able to get her some anti-itch cream today, so we're just gonna hope that she is able to kind of recover without having to go to the vet. I'm obviously I will take her if it's absolutely necessary, and I'm gonna try to save whatever I can at this moment in time, just in case, because we need to make sure that we can make it through the end of the month and still be able to, you know, pull that emergency tab should it be needed. But I was freaking out about that. I was just feeling really discouraged today because I'm like, listen, I know that I'm doing it. I'm making a life off of my art right now, and at the same time it's really exhausting. I'm having to really very much sit in the reality of it not being as beautiful as like the romanticized version of whatever I might put in my head. And at the same time, sitting on the porch right now, I'm like, this is exactly what the romance is. Maybe aside from having a flashing light in my face, which I will be taking away soon, and I'm gonna chill out here. I'm like literally, I'm in sweatpants. On a comfy chair. Like, are you kidding me? In an Arizona summer. Listen, I tell everybody I'm a fall girly, but secretly I'm a monsoon girly when living in Arizona, at least, okay? Monsoon season is the absolute best. We have cotton candy, skies, and clouds. We have every hue happening in the skies. There's pinks, there's orange, there's, you know, little hints of red, there's blue, purple, just magenta. It's the sexiest thing ever. And now just watching the freaking lightning in the sky while smelling like the desert rain in the distance, I'm just like, nothing beats this. Like, whenever I'm experiencing this, I'm like, this is why I live in Arizona. This is why I live here. I love it. It's home. and then when it's not so great, I'm like, so like, I also have the travel bug, so can we exercise that for a second? But I'm so grateful to be here experiencing this right now. I was just sitting this morning as I was setting up the tarot stuff and just asking myself, like, when is it all gonna work out? And my best friend came and surprised me out of nowhere, unannounced, and I was like, what the heck are you doing here? And she's like, well, I came for a reading. And her and I were just playing this bit the entire time as if she had never gotten a reading before. I've read for her many times. And, you know, she's like, oh yeah, brand new to this experience, you know? And I'm like, oh, okay, sounds good, pretending we don't know each other, doing the whole Chris Angel, we've never met before. Yeah, it was so funny. She was there, and of course I appreciated, like, she paid me and everything too, and I very much appreciated that because I was able to go get my cat some medicine afterwards. But also, her being there, I just kind of had asked for a sign last night. I was like, I'm feeling so discouraged with everything right now. I know I'm doing a lot. I'm proud of myself, okay? Like, I really am. And at the same time, I'm tired. I want a break. I want a vacation. I want to know that I can pause and that I can breathe. And one of the things I was telling her too, I'm like, it's so frustrating. Like, I've had a few friends like reach out and like want to hang out over the past few weeks, and I get like triggered. I get upset because I'm like, I'm having to look at my schedule and I'm like, oh my God, like, no wonder I'm so tired, because like, here's all the things that are taking up my time, and not just taking up my time, but like taking up my creative brain too, right? Like, everything I'm doing is like a project for something, and getting, for most of them, like nothing, no money in return. And so it's just been scary. It's been a big gamble in my time and energy. I told her, I'm like, I'm so frustrated because the last thing I want is for when my friends reach out to me, for me to have to like sit there and question. And of course there's like the healthy, you know, sometimes you just have to stay in. I'll get FOMO. I'll get FOMO a little bit, and I know that I can say no, but I don't want my reaction when my friends ask to hang out to be like constrictive. I know none of them would be at all upset if I just said like, hey, yeah, I'm overscheduled. I have said that, but it hurts my heart. It hurts my heart. Like, I want to be able to say yes, and I want to be able to enjoy it, because like, we should always be prioritizing the relationships in our lives, right? That is one of the best riches that any of us will ever experience. and especially in a world that's becoming so technology based. While it's cool to be like on social media and it's cool to be like making these videos and be able to connect with people, it's also like that to me is never going to be as important as like being with people that I know and love in person. I want that to be a priority, and I don't want to feel like it's a chore, but I feel like I have to do all of the other things in order to be able to survive. So I'm like, how do I get out of survival mode just enough to be able to spend time with friends and actually enjoy it, you know? That's where we are at this point. So it was nice that she was there at a time when I kind of was at work. Oh, well, I get to like enjoy this time, and I get to spend this time now with a friend, which is really cool. My friend who owned the crystal shop is really awesome too. Like, her and I have a lot of really great conversations. She's really bubbly and fun and entertaining and stuff. She ends up walking by today and she's like, hey, can you help me with like a little TaskRabbit thing? I want to put contact paper on the shelving unit and I'll pay you for it. And I was like, yeah, I'll take this little gig. Are you kidding me? I was thinking about it today. I'm just like, oh my gosh. Okay, I'm gonna give you a little bit of a breakdown of all of the different things that I've done over the past month to make money and to survive. Okay, are you ready for this? Are you ready for this? Here we go. All right, so we're gonna do that little, you know, adding contact paper on the shelving thing. Okay, I've been doing the tarot readings, of course. I've been teaching singing and piano lessons, which has been my main gig for the past like 2 or 3 years. I think we're getting close to 3 actually. I don't know, I've lost track. Who fucking cares? Whatever. I had a rhinestoning commission. Burlesque, I will be doing another burlesque show this coming weekend as well. I also had a gig where I played at like a care home, and I played some just, you know, standard piano stuff or whatever, and then guitar as well, and like, and sang, and you know, like I did Country Road, I did Somewhere Over the Rainbow, just stuff that your general audience would know and love. I'm trying to think if there was anything else. I think that might be it, but yeah, that's all I can think of right now. I feel like there's at least one other thing that I'm not thinking about. Crazy how I'm just kind of having this little flow of random gigs, and it's all working out one way or another. I don't know. I hope it continues to work out. I hope I can continue to do this, and I'm just really appreciative that I had not just one but 2 friends kind of unknowingly come to my rescue today and help me out and give me a little bit of encouragement. This is awesome. This is awesome how this worked out. I think I'm gonna end this vlog right here. I just kind of wanted to see how this would feel to maybe do vlogs in like more of like a weekly format. And I know that like the filming quality is not the best, right? I'm filming on my old iPhone SE. It still has a button. My phone has a button on it, okay? And I've got like a little selfie light on me right now in order to be able to make it not as shitty. I can't focus on the quality of the videos. I kind of either have to just do it or don't. I have to focus on all of the other things that are a little bit more immediate at this moment in time, the things that can actually have the potential to make me money at some point. Not that YouTube couldn't, but we're nowhere close to even thinking about that. I think I have like, do I have 80 subscribers? 80 something subscribers? I don't know. I don't even know how many subscribers I have. 84, I want to say right now. I don't know. Who knows? No, it was 86. I think it was 86. I think I checked recently. I think it was 86. Dang. Thank you to people who are subscribing. I appreciate you. I don't think most of you are watching my videos. I think you're just subscribed. I don't care. I appreciate the support. I shouldn't say I don't care. I appreciate the support. Let's just leave it at that. You know, at the end of the day, everybody's trying to make everything so perfect these days anyway, and I think it's kind of fun to have something a little bit more retro, a little bit more analog. So maybe the shitty quality adds to the character of the videos one way or another. I don't know. It would be nice to have some stuff where it's maybe not crazy oversaturated and the audio quality is a little bit better, but we're just going to take one thing at a time, because like I said, at this point in time, it's either do the videos or don't. We have other things that we got to focus on. And with that, I'm going to enjoy sitting outside a little bit longer, and then I'm going to practice a little bit of Bach on the piano tonight, because I promised myself that I'd try to get more than an hour in today, because I haven't been able to get
nearly enough piano practice in recently. I love like 4-hour days like that. Sweet spot. There's one day 8.5 hours. Oh, with a matcha. Let me tell you, I skipped work that day because I like was having like not a great mental health day. And then I ended up just literally playing piano 8.5 hours. One day soon, one day. But for right now, we're gonna enjoy the monsoon because this will come and go and the piano will stay in my room for right now. So I can do that in an hour or so. Anyway, I'll see you in the next video, whenever and whatever that is.